Hey everyone, my name is Pastor Marcus, and for those who don't know me, I am a missional church planter as opposed to a traditional church pastor. Now, what's the difference? I have other videos on this channel that explain it, but very, very briefly, missional churches do not have programs or buildings, and they focus on discipling people. And one of the key differences that I want to explore in today's video is that the way in which we measure success as a missional church is pretty different to the way that traditional churches measure success. So, one of the questions that I get asked quite often is if the way missional churches measure success is so different, then what exactly is it? How do you measure success? And in this video, I want to answer that really quickly. But before I get to the question, like and subscribe to the channel. When you like and subscribe, it helps the channel grow and reach more people. So, if missional churches don't measure success like traditional churches, how do we determine if we are doing well? In order to answer this, let's start with the familiar model traditional churches often use. We'll borrow Tom Rainer's word here and call this the vertical growth model. Vertical growth is all about getting more people to show up at your church. So, for example, there are 10 people one year, and then with lots of effort, you grow so that now you have 60 people and eventually 120, 300, and so on. This is vertical growth. It measures success by how many people attend the church at the main service, and ultimately by how many people are being baptized into church membership. And the goal is for that number to get bigger and bigger. Like traditional churches, missional churches have a passion for kingdom growth as well, but we don't measure success like this. Instead, we use a different approach called horizontal growth. Tom Rainer explains the difference best in his book, Simple Church, when he says in horizontal growth, the goal isn't to get people up a chart, it's to get people across a chart. And here's what he means. Imagine this chart has 3 steps: love God, love others, serve the world. Step 1 is basic discipleship. Step 2 is mature discipleship. And step 3 is advanced discipleship. In horizontal growth, the goal isn't to have a bunch of people at step 1 who just keep showing up in higher and higher numbers. That's vertical growth. In horizontal growth, the goal is to move people across the chart so they are actually growing in their faith, using their gifts, and serving their city. In other words, while vertical growth is about numbers and attendance, horizontal growth is about disciples who make disciples. In a missional network, then, our goal isn't to achieve high attendance numbers. Our goal is to journey with believers and seekers across the chart through a discipleship pathway of spiritual growth. The vision is not church program attendees, but more empowered, fully activated missionaries equipped to use their gifts to share the good news. Missionaries, not members. Now, the following image, I believe, captures this difference very, very well. In most churches, the goal is to put on large, impressive programs so that a ton of people show up. A smaller number sticks around, an even smaller number joins the church, and an even smaller number will ever engage their mission to reach the lost. It's basically a sales funnel. In Jesus' model, however, the goal is to start with a few and empower them through life on life discipleship. They, in turn, reach back out to their friends, and so on and so forth. The end result of Jesus' ministry was a flood of believers who turned the world upside down, not a stadium full of spectators attending religious events. That's what success looks like for missional networks. Missionaries, not members; servants, not spectators; disciples, not digits. And I truly believe that the number one secret to elevating your church's success is to shift from vertical growth metrics to a horizontal growth model. And here's the good news: traditional churches are not stuck having to use a vertical growth model. In my newest book, Story Church, I show you exactly how to transition a traditional church into a horizontal growth model without having to make big changes that you aren't ready for. You can get a copy of that at thestorychurchproject.com. Now, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more, join my secular evangelism online school, The Mission Collective, where we explore creative, innovative, and relational ways of sharing the gospel. There are live sessions every Sunday, and I want to see you there. Join us at thestorychurchproject.com/TMC or tap the link in the notes. I'll see you next week.